Okay, and we are back. This is the ROC Elite Circuits wildcard tourney, the finals of that tourney. This is the 5th game out of 6, and this finals is a great one. Now remember, these one-on-one games are played in a series of 3 games. Best of 3 wins. So we're gonna watch the full series today, and you're gonna be able to be in for a treat, I think, because these 2 competitors are just proven, have been proven for a consistent amount of time now, and they both have a lot of history in this league. In blue, we have placing first, extra large tit. Every tourney that they've been in, they have gone to the finals, and that includes this one. However, they have the interesting statistic of never having won a finals. So this is yet another chance, maybe their last chance, to get a tourney dub under their belt, because with their success it's just steamroll after steamroll, so people are starting to see them as a threat, right? In red we have Arnold 25, obviously a fellow director, and himself has had a ton of experience, commentates on a lot of our videos, and has performed really well in these tourneys. In the last tourney, he made the finals, became part of the ROC Elite. So obviously both these competitors are amazing. Enough yapping, let's get into game 1 here, and see how this goes. I'm curious to see what will come of it. Now, keep in mind, in these games, we're going to be viewing this from Red's perspective, Arnold 25's perspective. So, this series is going to be played from their POV. And Blue's first to place. There's a nice dev card spot at the bottom right. And there's obviously good production with the 8-10-4 at the left. And the 9-10-5 and 10-5-4 are obviously tempting as well. Now, my first spot would be as first placement, taking the dev card spot. Now keep in mind, I'm not that good at one-on-one. There's a reason I'm sitting here and not playing in the finals. I didn't even make the bracket for this tourney, so that's where I stood. But I do think that it's a very strong spot, and it gets you the resources that you need for the entire game, right? Now, the other consideration could be, for extra large tit, and going for a ton of ore here. And what this indicates to me is they're confident they're going to get that spot, the 10-8-4, and they're going to have access to all 5 resources. And they felt that the ore and brick are going to be more sparse. And so now this leaves red in an interesting position, because they have to figure out, how do I get all 5 resources, if I can, at maximum production. Now, thinking of going for that brick or sheep, but maybe deciding against it. Now, I think it would be foolish to go with that dev card spot, but I can see why red might do it, because now here with this, you're blocking the opportunity for blue to get really high spots in resources they don't control. You have the 5, 6, 11 at the top, below the desert tile, but it doesn't have super high sheep production. On top of that, you completely give away that dev card spot to red. So red actually has done a pretty good job here of placing their settlements so that they have access to every resource, but also placing them so that it becomes a struggle for blue to not give up the dev card spot. And road building is going to be really important in 101 because you don't trade with anyone. You need to build the roads before you can settle, and the opponent can build as many roads as they want pretty much, because without settling, and then friendly robbers still can't affect them, right? So road building is much more important in 101 than I would say in normal games, having that production. So blue's going to be forced to take some wood production, and they do. Now they have access to all the resources and pretty decent balanced production for citying and roads, but it has to come to fruition here. I think the next idea would be to get to that 3-for-1 port, because I don't imagine they could ever make it to that dev card spot at the bottom right. But I see red already making their moves there, and I think it'll be tough to stop them at this point. Already dev card in hand we see for red, so that's really good news. Obviously can't do too much with it, and just gonna wait and sit on that. And no need to buy dev card unless you're afraid of going over 9. And the first settle immediately, and the first 7 immediately after that. And blue getting unlucky there, getting robbed. And honestly, the hand looks very strong for red here. I would be very surprised if red loses this based on the strong start. Just need some 8s to hit. Now those 3s are hitting, and blue's just benefiting so much from that. But will it be enough? And blue gets the first city off, so we saw that blue had that compatible wheat ore production, but red responds back with a settlement, and this game is cooking. Okay, and we just buy a dev card here as red, so it's 3-4, but we have 4, and extra large tip might have 5, so we'll see how that plays out. Now certainly have to use the knight here. Just waiting for the pass from blue. And immediately does it, and the block, so immediately rewarded. So now the plan would end immediately put back, so that really hurts us if we're red. We have only 1 spot of ore production, and that's going to be the biggest limiting factor here. And this is a huge move by blue, just completely shutting out red from that spot, and that's something that we want to be wary of for sure, is the possibility of blue cutting off like that, and that's absolutely massive. So those 3s came into play there, and great move by blue. And this completely switches things around. Blue's already ahead in production, and although red has more potential, now that potential has kind of been cut off with this cutoff here from blue. So I think blue's in really good shape and should win in the long term. But a city in hand right now and places it immediately. And we're gonna hope that that robber can move off the 10 as frequently as possible here. Absolutely brutal. Being nailed by the robber, and no ports for anyone, right? And so no one can trade with anyone else, so everything has to be a 4-for-1, or you just got to use it. And that's the situation that Arnold 25 here is facing. But it's not a big deal in this case because you had to place the 2 roads anyways. But blue, huge move. A settle and 2 roads with a road builder and another settle. So 2 settles in 1 turn. Absolutely massive. It's a pure 8 for blue. That's more than enough against our 5. The mono isn't very useful in 1-on-1, but here would be a good time to mono for wood, actually. But yeah, it would still be a good time to mono for wood. There's still a bunch of wood in blue's hand, but won't do it this time, and gets blocked again. Unfortunate. And probably wants to mono the wood maybe after settling on that 2 for 1 port. Maybe that's the idea. And here, there's just a cheeky little 1 road and settle would do it for red's chances here. So gotta be careful. Gotta use the mono, right? Okay, just gonna settle. I guess I can't argue with it. And can't mono anymore, so just gonna have to roll and hope for the best, and not much help. Oh, but that's a lot of help. We love 5s, or what are those? 8s? We love 8s. Okay, and the settle there. So it's looking kind of out of reach now. Road is locked up for blue. We might get army off of dev cards. I would say buy a dev card for sure. And smartly taking an efficient settlement and buying a dev card. That's perfect. Beautiful turn. Nice. Okay. These are solid turns. There's always a chance we're clawing our way back here, little by little. And we're gonna have to find a place to use that mono real soon. Can't get too greedy now. Knights are just as valuable as mono here because it's a tight race. Oh, and using the mono on. Oh, so guaranteeing a city, not too bad actually. A really good haul. And here, just gonna buy 3 dev cards, which I can't even argue with. That's a great pull there. Can probably city relatively easily at the end of the day. Nice. Looking good here. And it's an 11 for us, but that could be 2 VPs in hand for blue. It could be 4 VPs in hand for blue. Oh, well, it couldn't be. It could be 3. It could be 3 though. 13. We're reaching the end of the deck here. It's gonna be a bunch of knights coming. I think 5 more knights left to play. Okay. And here, just trading for a dev card, which makes sense. Can't argue with that play. And just going to pass the turn here. 3 VPs in hand is great. It means that they can't have more than 2. They could be at 2, though. And the army race is tied up, right? So it's looking a little bit tough in that aspect. And doesn't have a knight in hand, which is crazy to me. Or does? Yep, doesn't have a knight in hand. So plays the knight to maintain the robber lead. And okay, that's something. I think here, yeah, you just gotta dev, or you can, yeah, you could city, but I get the dev because there's so few left, and you're hoping for the knights, and you're just not getting them here, and it's just all luck here, and I think blue might already have it in hand. No, they don't. So whoever, if blue can get this army, then it's game over. But it's close here. It's getting down to the wire. Oh, I think it's GG. And it's GG. Well done. So blue probably had army in hand for a while there, and yeah, I think that's just what like kind of happened is they wanted to kind of go for the 16-point dub, which doesn't really mean anything for the purposes of this, but can't blame it, I guess. And that was a good game. So series is 1-0 in favor of Extra Large Tit. So if Extra Large Tit wins this next one, they take the series.